Come on. Ow. Oh, my pocket just vibrated.
We're close to fixing the ceiling hole, John.
Oh, yeah?
It's next on the list.
I mean, it's only been 2 years since I've known about it, and
That
means
no,
like
it's not
10
two,
years.
It's not two.
10 years. Oh, no, sorry. 1 year. 1 year since I've known about it, and that means probably about 10 years since it actually started. I got some stuff to show off during the show. All right, you ready?
It was pretty fresh when you saw it the first time, though.
It didn't have that. It had that not so fresh feeling. Hi, Sean. Sean says he's motherfucking first. We're not recording yet, so I can say that.
We're on YouTube.
And apparently, he says I'm wearing. How am I wearing Jason Lacey's hat? I'm wearing a UW hat.
Demonetized for inappropriate content already.
That's not gonna happen. Trust me. Like if you ever go
YouTube is so broken,
dude. If you ever
just ignore it.
If you ever go check out Alpha Omega Sin, his YouTube channel, he cusses like insane amounts. Insane amounts. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, I'm hitting record now.
This episode of Forget Being Cool is brought to you in part by RetroGameTreasure.com for your blah.
They don't sell blah 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 anymore. They took that off the menu.
Should I just do the whole thing again?
No, man, keep going.
No.
We are
no. So they send boxes of retro games inside of treasure boxes. They're pretty cool, John. Did you know? These things are pretty cool? But guess what?
I've tried one.
If you use our offer code Forget Being Cool, you save $3 off your first box. So go over to RetroGameTreasure.com and use the offer code Forget Being Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean saying sellouts. Oh man. Well, here we are selling out. And you are hopefully finishing up your work week. And while you're doing so, you're sitting back thinking, did they actually watch the movie this week? Are you even happy we're back for a Friday show unlike last week? Is there any news worth talking about? And has that rabbit hole taken John further and further into the depths of trying to figure out how to retro collect? Well, let's find out. So here's the best part, Dave. Here, I'm just gonna.
You didn't cue up our music?
Oh no! I did. Here, here. We'll just do this.
Betty White is dead, by the way.
It's Forget Being Cool, a podcast that sold out a long time ago. I'm Dave Moore. Joining me is my main man, my man on the internet, Jonny _Yo-Yo, Spaghetti, Xbox, Ravioli, Casino. Sup?
So here's the question: did we sell out at the point where we became the side boob of podcasting, or was there something else?
Oh no, it was the minute we started this show, John.
Oh, okay.
We were like, if people ever wanted to sponsor this show. If the Reese's Pieces wanted to sponsor this show, we would have done it.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
McDonald's is pretty much the sponsor of the Xbox Drive. Not really, not confirmed.
I mean, they don't pay you. So basically, you're getting screwed in this deal.
Kinda.
I mean, Sean gets his coffee and his Diet Coke on occasion, but you get nothing out of it.
On the Xbox Drive Home, he gets a Diet Coke.
Can we call it like the Xbox Drive PM?
No. Other podcasts have taken that
cornered that
home.
market. So
yeah.
Dave, okay. So in the mornings when I don't work, I get up, I walk the dogs, I start getting the kids ready, and I start prepping all the show, which it doesn't really take that long, but I have to do it in pieces. Because I'm also having to take care of the kids and get them ready, and while the wife's getting ready and stuff. And so, yeah, it's Jesus Christ. And so I come over and I open up one program. I start up the computer and I go do stuff. And I come back and I open up a program. And I come back and I open up this. And I come back and I get these different sites set up and different things set up and whatever else. And then I sit down at some point and I figure out what bad audio clip combination I want to do. And I picked one out today, and I finally found one I really liked. And
then he didn't play it.
well, no. And then the funny thing is, like, it took so long between that moment and when we started the show that I forgot what combination I was going to do. And so I went to go do it, and I realized, oh, crap, I have no idea what 2 buttons I was about to click on. Because, see, I think I was going to go with one of you and one of me. And
When we default to our one Chelsea Capri clip.
yeah, that's on a different page. This is what I was gonna do. Ready? Here's how it was supposed to. Yeah, let's turn this.
Did you turn the sound back up?
Let's turn the sound back up. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I was gonna do this one, but okay, let's say you and I were to do it just for humor purposes, right? Like my wife knowing and everything.
I still don't quite understand how those pink things work.
That was the combo I was gonna do. That is a decent combo, but instead, all I could come up with the clip of you saying that Betty White's dead. which funny enough is probably the least like offensive dead thing you've said on the show.
I didn't curse any children this week.
No.
No,
but the curse is real. I don't know if you've heard, so I don't know what all shows you listen to, but Serge has actually been reaching out to other podcasts and asking them how to break the curse. And it's funny. And it's funny because these are people I converse with all the time, and I have no expectations of anyone listening to the show, right? But you can tell that they don't listen to it for sure. Like, you get that confirmation that they don't listen to it because they read the question and they have no idea why the question's being asked. And so,
for those of you guys who listen to this show, the very few of you who are listeners of this show, you guys are an exclusive club.
Yeah,
and this is the greatest thing. So, because you probably listen to the other shows.
Some of them, yeah. I mean, because the two shows he reached out to were Fluxtaposed and The Fortress of Nerditude. And he has, and actually jumped on the Fluxtaposed one and had a follow-up question that went with it. So, real quick, Dave, I wanted to show you this before my coffee gets cold. I have a new coffee cup, Dave.
Oh.
Let's see if I can put it up here in the camera. You see that?
Kind of. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah. What is it?
It's a Horizon Zero Dawn coffee cup. I got it. So for
where did you buy that?
Oh, Dave. First of all, let's turn down the hate, Dave.
Number one. That's a PS4 exclusive. You should be buying Xbox or a PS4 exclusive coffee mugs. You should be buying Xbox ones only.
Okay, so here's the thing, right?
So you need a Gears of War mug, John? I'll get you a Gears of War mug.
Except for I don't like Gears of War.
I'll get you a Halo mug. All these things would be acceptable. Even Overwatch would be acceptable because it's on the Xbox.
Okay, real quick. Ben points out that this group of listeners are so exclusive because no one even knows the show exists. It's funny because it's true. Anyway, so during Extra Life, right? I donated to the Mega Dads. And they gave away some stuff, and there was the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo were your 3 choices of where you could put your tickets that equated to the amount of money.
So here's what you did, John. You put it in the PS4 one because you knew that nobody else would be putting anything in there.
Not true. I put it in the PS4 and the Nintendo one. I split them between the two because I just didn't care as much about what was in the Xbox one, right? Like the game that was going to come in that. It wasn't a game I cared about. And it was a bunch of Gears of War stuff, and I don't really care about Gears of War at all.
I don't either. But despite the fact that I do the Xbox Drive, I don't care about Gears of War. I think it's a dumb game.
But the Nintendo one, actually, so Sean, I believe, won. I think he corrected me on this before. I think Sean won the actual Xbox one. So there's the actual one, and there's like the secondary prize. So I won the secondary PS4 one, and it came with this cup, right? My mug. So John Wall and Adam Leonard, not to brag, sent that over. And then also it came with this, and this is kind of cool. My daughter was looking through it. This right here is the art of Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's got some really cool like artwork and stuff in it. So
that would be a cool book to look at, but
yeah, well, it shows like how a lot of stuff's made, and it shows like what the world would look like, and then how it kind of transformed into the world that you play through in the game. So it's really cool. It's a really cool little book.
I fixed my Keurig, John, and so now I feel like I need to compete with your coffee mug. So I just got this boring white mug.
Yeah, I use a boring white mug a lot, but when I'm on the show, I try to use one of my video game mugs.
I'll go pick up that Pokeball mug.
Oh, the Pokeball mug's kind of cool. If you like Pokemon.
I look at it every day when I go in that GameStop. I don't go in the GameStop every day, but every time I go in there, it's sitting there and like, God, that's such a cool mug.
Yeah, well, if you catch those things when they're on sale, like my big question block one, I got it out of the bargain bin.
Right.
So that's
No,
what you
that's
gotta
the-
do.
that's
Catch
the
in the bargain
secret.
bin.
I want a big Pokeball.
Dave,
Yes, John.
whenever
What kind of coffee do you like, John? We talked about our coffee preferences.
okay, so
I don't think we've done that. I feel like this is a necessary conversation we should have.
it is because if it's a morning show, if it's a show where it's my morning, even if it's a morning, sometimes when it's a morning show, it's my nighttime and I'm drinking booze. But it's a morning show and it's my morning. I'm always drinking coffee, and I like my coffee black. Like I don't put anything in it.
Okay, I do not do that, but you're tough. Okay. So I will drink a black cup of coffee, but I do not enjoy it usually unless I'm kind of craving that like straight coffee thing.
So what do you put in yours?
I just put a tiny bit of creamer and a little bit of sugar in this. Well, I actually put a lot of sugar in this cup.
I mean, I remember back when I was in high school.
Just a tiny bit of French vanilla creamer in there.
Okay, now what kind of coffee is it though? I mean,
It's a cinnamon bun coffee.
Now, is that what you normally have, or is that just something you happen to have because like the season?
No, I have it from probably like last Christmas because this Keurig that I never used. So I was just like, I'm just gonna try this. No, it's pretty good. I usually like flavored coffees, like coffees with hints of things in them. Pumpkin spice coffee is pretty good. It's my favorite this time of year. Hi, John.
Dave.
Stop laughing at our chat room.
I'm listening. Okay, you got to have the chat room open. I'm not going to read everything that is going on in there. If you don't catch us live, well, that's your choice. But there are times when the chat's dead, and then there are times like these where you get Josh, hi Josh, and Sean and Ben in there, and the stuff that they talk about, it shows that they don't actually they half pay attention to what we're talking about, right? Because Sean has made a comment about coffee, but they're also having their own side conversations, possibly with the sound turned off. And so it's just it's an enjoyable thing just to look through and see what people are talking about while we're trying to do a show.
Right.
So, okay, but do you ever do just regular coffee?
Not usually. Not particularly. I'll get a regular coffee if I go out, but I like the cafe up the street. It's called The Root. It's a hipster coffee shop.
Of course,
I'll get black coffee. I'll get black coffee there.
So
it's good. It's a really hipster. It's the hipsteriest place you've ever been to, John. They got like vegan food. It's awful. It's like so awful.
So
gluten-free everything.
So I have a Nespresso machine.
Okay.
Which is a little bit pricey, and I was kind of hesitant, but it puts out the best coffee you've ever had. Right?
I believe that.
And so
I see. I just have a Keurig. I don't even have like a real coffee pot up here, but just fine. I mean, I can go downstairs. I can make regular coffee, but
I have multiple real coffee pots, but they're like all up in a closet because I don't use them very often.
Right.
But I use this, and I normally go for if they have their coffees on a darkness level like 1 to 10. And then they have like some special coffees now and then. I usually go for about a 7 in dark. I like my coffee a little bit darker, but I don't know if you know this. The darker the roast, the less caffeine is going to be in it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But I prefer the darker coffee. Now at work, we have a Keurig machine, and we have like the breakfast blend, which is pretty bad, and some of the
breakfast blend is terrible.
A lot of times it is. Yeah. Josh is pointing out he doesn't drink coffee, but this is what I do know about Josh Stapleton real quick. Okay. He and I haven't seen the follow up on this, right? He put a thing up on Twitter not too long ago that he was kicking Diet Coke. Now, I've seen this man drink Diet Coke, and I know he loves Diet Coke. Now, I'm curious, and you can give a follow up in the chat if you want to, Josh, how your kicking of Diet Coke is going.
I'm not good at quitting drinks. I started drinking coffee when I started working full time at 7-Eleven and going to school full time. That's when I started drinking coffee.
Yeah, do you feel it actually helps you, or do you think it's like a like the placebo effect?
I think it's a placebo effect.
Yeah,
Because
I think
can
so
drink
too.
coffee. I can drink coffee late at night. It doesn't keep me up or anything. So I'm pretty sure it's not actually doing anything.
So there's 2 times that I know for a fact that caffeine has like highly affected me, right?
Okay.
One,
The first time I drank a Red Bull.
um,
That is a weird feeling.
um,
Yes, John. Did I break you by
you
mentioning
did.
Red Bull?
You
Do you
did.
want Red Bull?
No, I hate Red Bull. I
Yes,
don't
yes,
I don't
it's
like
freaking
energy
gross.
drinks. I like
I
Monsters.
hate energy.
Oh.
Gross.
Oh.
Gross. I'm with you 100%.
Okay. So
I've had them. That doesn't mean I like them. I will not. I don't drink energy drinks ever, and I never really have had an obsession with it. Coffee, cans of Coke, and lemonade are my beverage of choices.
So here's the quick update for Josh. He is awesome. He says his headaches are gone and he's not as groggy as he used to be. So good.
Good.
I don't ever plan on kicking coffee because as far as I know, like it's a diuretic, but overall it's really not that bad for you, right? It's not like there's a bunch of calories and stuff in it, right?
Right.
But here's the deal. Both my times where I know caffeine has affected me, I was out to sea. So one of them, it was a time period at which I should have been going to sleep because I had to get up in a few hours to stay and watch. I was out to sea on the submarine, but I had some paperwork that had to get done. Like there was no choice. This thing had to get done. And so I'm sitting down, do it. I'm starting to doze off. And my supervisor comes up to me. He's like, here, have this 5-hour energy. So he hands me a 5-hour energy. I down it real quick. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but it's, it's small. It's like taking a shot. And about 20 minutes later, I finished the paperwork. So then I go lay, and I didn't realize I was gonna be done that quick. So then I go lay down in my rack, and I lay down, and I'm laying on my little pillow, my little tiny rack, and I'm looking at the ceiling above me, and I just cannot fall asleep. Like I'm just laying there, my eyes are like wide open, like I couldn't do anything. So it took me like an hour and a half to fall asleep. I think I got like an hour of sleep before I had to get woken up again to go back and do work. But so that was one time. The other time is I went back to stay and watch, and the watch that I stood on the submarine, I basically had free roam of the engine room, and I didn't have any. What's the best way to put this? Like I didn't have anything I was specifically like having to monitor myself. I was more monitoring the people monitoring things, right? So I could kind of go wherever I wanted to and whatever. And I have one of those those insulated coffee cups.
Okay.
Sean, I had one of those insulated coffee cups, right? The decent sized ones. And I was like, I'm going to see how many of these I can drink in a 6-hour watch.
Oh my God.
I got.
I have never been like, I wonder how much coffee I can possibly drink.
Yeah. When you go out to sea on a submarine, like you just find things to amuse yourself.
Oh God, this sounds bad.
I got 3.5 of those in, like one after another. Like finish one, pour the next. Finish one, pour the next. Right?
Okay. I see. I've done stuff like that, working like night shifts. Like I've totally drank probably that equivalent amount of coffee in a 6-hour shift, but still, like, never done it intentionally. Where I'm like, I want to see how much coffee I can drink.
Yeah. Well, luckily there's like a urinal, like in the engine room that I could use at any time, which is nice, right? But so yeah, I did this, and after like the 3.5 cup, like I'm with the supervisor on watch that's like right above me, and he and I are just sitting there talking as I'm doing this, and all of a sudden I look down and like my hands are shaking.
Yeah, you're
like,
jittery.
Like I was super jittery. I apparently had not eaten enough, and when you get a lot of caffeine or coffee in you and you haven't eaten enough, like you just start to feel like super hungry and kind of sick. Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
never again.
Yeah,
Never
no,
again.
You don't do that. You eat food.
Yeah, well, I can't eat while I'm in the engine room, though. I had breakfast before I went back there, and breakfast might have been bad that day.
John, that's why you drink, like, here's my general rule with coffee, right?
Okay.
If I go somewhere and I get, like, an extra large coffee, if I drink that, we're good. Good. Don't drink more coffee. Don't get another.
But see,
get
now,
another coffee.
Now, here's what I do now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will so if I'm going to work, I'll make a cup of coffee when I wake up.
Okay.
Then I'll go to work. As soon as I get to work, I make a cup of coffee. So they have a Keurig machine, but it has like the different sizes. So I tell it to do the big size, right?
Yeah.
So it fills up maybe 2/3 of my insulated coffee cup. I drink that. As soon as that's done, I go make another one. So now we're on 3 cups of coffee. Then normally I wait like an hour or two until it's about 10 o'clock in the morning by this point. and I have another one. And then about 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
you have a coffee problem.
And then about 2 o'clock, dude, I'm sitting in a dark room, like being
Yeah.
illuminated by computer screens only. It's always cold. Like, I need these things.
No, I completely understand. My general rule is that I drink a cup of coffee. I get a big cup of coffee in the morning. I don't get another big cup of coffee until like after 5 o'clock. Like, depending on that day. Like, that's kind of my general rule. If it's after 5 o'clock and I still want a cup of coffee, then I can get another cup of coffee. It's fine.
Okay, Dave.
But I gotta put like 7 hours between cups of coffee. Big cups of coffee, like the big ones. Not little Keurig. Like these, I could drink like 3 of these. This is fine.
Yeah, no, I don't have any need to do that.
40 ounces of coffee.
Dave, let's get off coffee for a second. And I need you to help me decide if I should buy something. And anyone who's listening...
No, John. No, the answer is to buy any of these stupid portable or non-portable rip-off consoles. Shove them inside my box.
I so badly want to, though. Like, I'm not going to. Like, I kind of want to buy that one that looks like the Xbox One S and, like, give it to somebody for a present.
For Christmas?
Yeah. But it needs to be someone who's into gaming and who will initially see it. Like, I want to put it under the tree with, like, a bow around it.
I want to go to GameStop. I want to get one of those, John. I want to go to GameStop. I want to get an Xbox One X or One S box, like an actual Xbox box, and put it inside of it.
Sorry, I just
so
bumped
when they
into this. Sorry, there's someone outside my house.
Okay, I'll handle this.
I don't know why they're outside my house. No, continue on. I can. No, I'm gonna watch them on my app.
Okay. So I want to get an actual Xbox One S box and put it in there so that somebody thinks it's an Xbox One S, and then they'll pull it out and it'll look like an Xbox One S, and they'll plug it in and be like, "Okay, what the heck?"
So here's what. So Josh is telling us we got to get the PMP2.
I really do want to get the PMP2.
God, I cannot get my mic stand correct.
That's how.
Okay, there we go.
Goes. So I would like. I think if we do this though, we each have to get a separate, different thing.
I mean, but at the same time, man, we are almost literally wasting
money.
Yeah. Okay, whoever was outside the house has gone away.
Weird.
As I'm looking at my, I can look at this and it shows me all my cameras.
Yep. That's weird.
Okay, maybe they're just walking by or something. Okay. Well, here's the deal: is like the contractor's coming by and he should be done about half an hour after we're done with the show.
Right.
So I can't imagine he's gonna get here early. Okay. Here's what I want to buy for real.
Okay.
Yeah, I need. God, Josh, I love it when you're in the chat, Josh.
But so you could probably buy like one of your legitimate like actual things that you want off your list, instead of buying like a $40 like rip-off thing that's gonna be a hunk of junk that you're gonna plug in, play it like once, laugh at the like terribleness of it, and then throw it away.
Yeah. So I mean, but here's the thing, right? Is if let's say we had a big YouTube channel to where people actually came and saw the things we put up there. Right.
Or if they actually went over to dayspace.com and clicked on the ads.
Yeah, but I mean, specifically YouTube channel, like it would be worth it to buy one of these and do a video with it. If enough people were going to see it, that would basically pay for the thing itself. Right. Like if we got 65,000 views or whatever, I don't know how many views you need to pay for $40.
To pay for a PMP2, you gotta get like a good 40,000 views.
To get $30?
Yeah.
Holy crap! How do people do that for a living?
I don't know.
Okay, but
40,000 views and about 10,000 likes / dislikes.
Okay, but here's what I want to buy. Yes, and like I have it up. I could literally click and buy it while we're talking.
I could too.
No. This other thing that you don't care about, but I need your help to knowing if I should try this or not. So I've been trying to figure out ways to collect better and ways to actually be able to play things that I collect. And I have all the systems. I don't have a Sega. That's something I'm trying to figure out on the side. But something that I want, and I don't want a lot of these, but there's some specific ones I want, is I want to be able to play Famicom games. Because there are some that did not come out in the US that are super cool. And there's some other ones that like There's a US version that's a lot more expensive, right? A lot cheaper to buy the Famicom version. So now if I had a Retron 5, which I'm starting to go further and further away from really wanting one, if I had a Retron 5, it plays that. But without that, I don't have a way to play this. But here's what I found. You can get an adapter. And there's a couple different ways you can get these adapters. Apparently, there are actual NES cartridges that inside them is a Famicom to NES adapter as part of the cartridge. Because I guess there's some issue with having the right boards and stuff way back in the day. So they just did this instead. But finding one of these specific games that has it in there is real hit or miss, right? I mean, you have to know what games possibly have it in there, and then you got to find the right ones, and that's kind of hard to do. Or you can buy from people who have found these adapters. You can buy them. Or here's the option I'm looking at. Hyperkin. So Hyperkin's a good company, right? I mean, it's a known company. They make the Retrons and stuff like that. They have an adapter.
You know the PMP2 comes in black, John?
Yeah, we discussed this.
We to derail you.
No, but Hyperkin makes this. It's a 60 to 72 pin cartridge adapter that you basically just hook the Famicom game on, and you can put it into your NES. And it says it worked with all the NES. Some of them don't work with the front loaders like I have, but this apparently works with all of them, and it's only $13 free shipping.
So here's what you do. One, where are you gonna buy Famicom games from?
Retro game stores, and then there's actually a lot of really good deals on eBay that you can get them for like free shipping and stuff.
So, I mean, I take this risk, but I would get a Famicom game too at the same time, so that I have something to test it with, so that immediately you send it back, it doesn't work.
Well, and here's my thought is, I do that, and if I don't have a game by then, I just go up to the retro game store and be like, hey, I need to test this thing I just bought. And he'll be like, okay, cool, here's a Famicom game, put it in. Because I know he has at least a few. Now, Josh is pointing out that he loves his Retron 5. He's been playing it lately. I like the idea of a Retron 5. The problem I have with the Retron 5 at this point, one, besides the price, right?
I have a lot of problems with the price.
Huh?
I have a lot of problems with the price. It's really expensive for what it is.
You say that, but it's only, you can get up like 130.
I know, but
it plays everything. Now, here's my problem though. Is I've been watching a lot of videos, and like when you see these videos where people compare the Retron 5 compared to the Retro Trio, which only puts out in the component cables, like they just say that it is a better output, not on the Retron 5. Like the emulation software, because I mean that's what it is. It uses emulation. And stuff like that. And these other ones that are playing more off the actual cartridge and not like downloading and then playing them, just get better stuff. And if I didn't have all the Nintendo consoles, right, then it would make sense. But being that I can play everything and I figured out how to stream everything now without having to have it come out in HD. Like I made a couple videos last night. My wife went to sleep early. I made a couple NES videos for the Quarter Retro where I actually played off my NES. It was super professional. I banged the mic stand a bunch of times. So I was putting the game in and out, and I had to like turn stuff around. Yeah, it was super. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a super professional YouTuber.
Oh God, I'm letting him put stuff on my YouTube channel, guys.
Hey, look. Here's the specific thing about this: is we point out the fact that like we don't want this. I mean, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm just trying to do this thing with these games, and it's fun, right? But also like, it's raw. It's me. You know, it's not.
I'm only kidding, John.
You love it.
Relax. I do love it.
You're such an asshole to me lately. See, Sean, I want you to listen to this. It's not everyone's mean to your co-hosts, right? One of your co-hosts is mean to his co-host. I heard you on the Xbox Drive talking about that.
Somebody's got to be mean to you.
Everyone's mean to me. But anyway. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this now, and then I'm gonna start looking for some of these games. Don't tell my wife. The money won't be the issue, but I think she's gonna start worrying if I start building up a collection of things, and she's eventually gonna be like, "Where are you putting it all?" I'm gonna be like, "Woman, put it where I want to."
I put it in my office.
Here, I'm gonna do this while we're talking. Okay.
So now China cabinet thing behind you.
Huh?
The thing behind you. So you got plenty of shelves on there. You could put lots of games up there.
Yeah, but no, that's going away.
I know.
As soon as we can sell it, and then I actually have the other things around here. Ben says he loves it raw. I think he's talking about the video.
I hope he is.
All right, proceed to checkout.
What do you wait? Hold on.
I'm buying that
you're
adapter.
buying the $13 adapter. That's fine. I feel like that's a completely justifiable impulse purchase. That like if it works once, it was worth it.
Yes. So okay, so that.
But it's not so expensive that you're like mad about it.
No, as long as I get it, I'm happy. And it's supposed to be here by next Friday, which probably won't happen because I don't think the mail's coming on Thursday or Friday. So who knows what'll happen? All right, did I just buy it?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. When is mail coming this week?
I mean, Monday through Wednesday and maybe Friday. I don't know. Amazon might deliver on Thursday. Amazon delivers on Sundays now.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, Amazon delivers on Sunday, but by that, I mean the post office runs on Sunday just to deliver Amazon things.
Right. Kind of feel bad.
I mean, they're getting paid extra for it.
Well, I'm sure they get paid, but I feel kind of bad when stuff shows up on Sunday. I'm like, I don't really need this now.
There are times.
John, what do you order that you absolutely need ever?
I mean, I'm not saying there's lots of times.
Have you ordered anything you needed immediately ever?
I've ordered stuff that I'd really, really like to have right away.
Yeah, but things that I order, I assume I'm waiting for them.
Yeah,
we're approaching a time in history where we will be able to order things and they'll show up later that day. We are getting very close to that point.
Yeah. Well, if you live in the right places, you already can.
Well, I've got 1 day pickup from Amazon. I don't know what that means.
Does that mean you have an Amazon thing nearby where you can like go to it, like one of the trucks?
Yeah.
But those trucks only have certain things.
Yeah, but I get tons of stuff that's like, that's 1 day pickup. Like, okay.
Okay, let me ask just one last thing about this gaming thing before we're going to move on because we got to get the show finished rolling. Okay.
Because we're almost done. We got 45 more minutes and we're done.
Yeah. So the difference between the NES and the Famicom, right, was the chipset it would use. It was a 60-pin compared to a 72-pin. Right, so that's what this adapter does. Is it takes a 60-pin thing, slides it in, puts it out in 72-pin. Right, cool.
Great.
The difference between the Famicom, or the Super Famicom, and the Super Nintendo. Now, keep in mind, this is non-European. This is Japan to North America. Right, okay. Europeans a whole different. They do something different to make it where you can't play those.
Such a stupid thing that we started. Nobody knows why.
Yeah. So
there's not a good reason for this, but
no, not at all. But the difference between the European or the Japanese, excuse me, and the North American is there's these like this. The shape is a little bit different, but they'll both fit in the same slot, except for the North American. They have these two little divots in the back that are cut out. And in the actual Super Nintendo, there's these two little pieces of plastic that stick up and make it you cannot slide a Famicom game down in it. Now,
okay,
the way to get around this is to open up your Super Nintendo and just cut off those two little pieces of plastic. And that's all they do. Now, would you do this to your original Super Nintendo so you could play Super Famicom games?
No, I would do this to another Super Nintendo. I would buy a specific Super Nintendo to do this to.
At that point, you might as well just buy a Super Famicom.
Is that price the same, though?
I'm sure it can't be too far off. Super Nintendos are not cheap.
Well, right. So then I get a Super Famicom.
Okay, so here's the other option.
I mean, so it's the same price, but I would not defile my own Super Nintendo.
Now, so here's the other option, and that's something I'm looking at, is if you get an American Game Genie for the Super Nintendo, you can put that in there and put it in. And that's only like $15, so I might try that at some point. There's not as many Super Famicom games I really want to try. There's more Famicom ones. There's this one. It's called like Little Dracula, and you're basically cartoony playing through a level of Castlevania. But you're this like little cartoony guy, and the bad guys are different. But it's never came to the U.S. And the reason is, well, one of the reasons, the first enemy you fight, the first boss, looks like Cartman, and I say Cartman because of like the size and stature, but put him in a KKK outfit with a swastika on his forehead, and that is the first boss you fight. Josh says to find a Super Nintendo at a yard sale. I'm gonna go yard selling.
Yeah, I can't do that this time of year. There's nobody yard sailing right now.
No, I'm gonna have to wait till the spring. That's when it all starts back up again, which is sad.
Even though it's warm enough and plenty okay to do there right now.
Yeah, what's the weather like out there?
It's cold, snowing, John.
Is it really?
It's cold. I mean, like flakes. Like it's not like it's on the ground, but you see occasional flakes. It's raining a lot. It's like 30-something degrees. Oh,
that's funny because here it's like 70.
Probably 70 degrees.
Yeah, it might be 70 right now, and it's gonna get up to like 78.
This is the worst time of year, and this is the best time of year for you.
It depends on the year. I mean, so much of it depends on the year. We've had summers that are like real mild. Like this summer wasn't actually all that bad. Apparently, Sean's shoveling snow right now.
This summer was not that bad here. He's shoveling snow live in our chat room. I doubt it.
And Greeny says there are yard sales in Florida. Josh misses Houston. Well, don't worry, Josh. Houston misses you, and by that I mean me, because the rest of Houston probably doesn't know who you are. I mean, unless they watch Raising a Gamer, and if you don't watch that, you should check those out. This last one, Cool Night, went freaking nuts. This kid was crazy. Dave.
Yes, John.
You ready to move on to some music?
Yeah, you're gonna play me a song. I don't really want to hear it, but they want to press that 15-second button really bad. So we better do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then while the music's playing, I'm gonna shop for Famicom games.
Back in my day, we listened to things like NSYNC were the boy bands and Backstreet Boys.
Like always, if you go to forgetbeingcool.com and you scroll up, I guess it'd probably be the top one right now. But later, if you're listening to this later, you have to scroll down to find it. You're going to look for episode 71. That's right, Dave. Episode 71. And as you go to episode 71, you scroll down, you'll look, and you will see a picture. I think this is the picture. It's a black thing in like hot pink writing. It says, "In fact, it was you." That is the cover art for this Daemon Hatfield album or song. So this is Daemon Hatfield from IGN, from GameScoop. That's who I'm playing today. And the song is called In Fact, It Was You. I think this is kind of a fun song. It kind of has like an 80s vibe to it, as a lot of his stuff does. Bless you, Dave. Enjoy. Go find this. If you click on the stuff, then it'll take you to where you can buy it or listen to it more, or whatever your preference is. Enjoy. In Fact, It Was You. All right. That was In Fact It Was You by Daemon Hatfield, IGN guy.
John, I think we've made a horrible mistake.
What's that?
So I'm looking at the other versions of the PMP2.
Yeah.
This one is listed as the PAP.
The PAP?
The PAP.
Is it the PAP 1, the PAP 2, or is it just the PAP?
It says the PAP game, and then the rest of the letters I can't read on it.
No, wait, what are you looking at?
It's another like PSP looking. It actually looks more like a Vita.
Yeah, oh yeah. I saw the Vita looking ones.
Yeah, this is a Vita. Definitely like in the shell of a Vita. Once again, no. This one's even better, John.
Oh yeah, why so?
The buttons on this one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Are B, X, C, and D.
Nice. So Dave, while you
Throw
were
random X in there just to make it look more like a PlayStation device.
So it turns out for both of us during the music, we were online shopping. But
I was watching the videos of people booting up the PMP2.
Oh, that's hilarious. So I was scrolling through and looking at Famicom games, and I actually turned the stream over to show me strolling through these Famicom games. So anyone who's watching live or watches the video will see these games I'm looking at on eBay. But I found one I had to tell you about. I know nothing of the game. The picture on the game shows a little bit of the gameplay, and it's got these two cartoon characters that are definitely of like a darker skin character. But here's the important thing: is the name of the game. The name of the game is called Super Chinese. and for the love of God, I almost have to buy it. Like, it is. Oh my God. Because here's the thing, right? So what I did is I went to eBay and I went to buy it now only newest, right? So that you can catch the good deal before someone else snags them in theory. And I put on like $8 and under with free shipping. And so for $6.45 free shipping, and I could get it by November 22nd, I could get Super Chinese. But that might be the worst game ever. So I'm going to hold off. But
it's so funny.
I kind of want to just do it. But at this point, I would have spent about $20 a day on Famicom stuff, right? On a whim, right?
This one's great, John. I'm looking. So if you scroll down on the PMP2,
yeah,
there's all like customers who also bought this thing. You know how like they'll like bundle 3 things together.
Yeah,
$140. You get 3 of these things.
Okay, now here's the question though: do you think these people actually bought those things?
I think they did. I think they have YouTube channels in which they just make videos where they just show these things off.
Maybe. So
anyway, so this one actually looks like it has like decent graphics according to this picture. Although it looks like it was made on like a granite slate, like a black granite like material is what the case is. And they're all using the PlayStation Arrow D-pad buttons. Like on all the buttons. Like all the buttons are like those weird arrow shapes.
Yeah?
Yep. And the buttons on this one are B, A, C, and D. Because those are the normal buttons on a controller.
I mean, of course.
You know, don't you have C and D buttons on yours?
I mean, if you had was there ever a Sega controller that had D?
No, come on. It was always A, B, X, and Y. Just the arrangement of the buttons is slightly different. And then if you're Sony, it's X, circle, square, and triangle. Because, you know, Sony's a genius. Let's just make us different.
So I
can't believe there's 3 of these, John.
I'm looking at sold versions of the Super Chinese game, and it looks like people have been buying it for 99 cents with $2 shipping from Japan. So buying it for $6.50 is not a good deal compared to $3. So I'm going to have to hold off.
There's no videos of this one.
It's funny that we're both talking about completely ridiculous things that are just 100% different from each other. Like,
right. Yeah.
what we're talking about is not right.
I'm putting it away. I'm getting out of this rabbit hole because I'm gonna buy this thing for $30 and I'm gonna play it and be like, this is the worst, but it's hilarious. I'm just gonna see if it played Game Boy Advance games though, and if I could like hack it and it played them decently, like I would totally just take it to work with me.
No, but I think that's the thing is you can, right? I think a
Yeah.
lot of these they're like Raspberry Pis inside, and I'm sure there's a video out there, and or it might come with instructions on how to just upload your own games to it.
Right.
Okay, so real quick, Dave, before we move on to the next thing here.
How do I make a portable retro Pi? Can I do that?
Yes, it
Yeah,
probably
I totally-
it might be cheaper to buy that thing though, and then just take all the games off and put what you want on it. That's odds
No,
are
you're right.
probably a lot
Well,
cheaper.
because the Raspberry Pi is gonna be like $25.
Yeah, more like 30 probably.
Right, and then
and then you need a case for it, and you need a
case
screen
and a display. Yeah.
and a battery. Yeah, just buy that thing and change what's in it. It can't be that difficult.
You can literally buy this thing and take it apart and put a different thing inside of it. Probably easier.
I mean, odds are the easiest way to go about it is buy this thing and then hack it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure they just tell you how to hack it because they really don't care. I will tell you this. Josh says he has to go take his kids to school, but he would appreciate a good rant later. Now, let's not make it artificial.
No, we don't artificially produce content.
No.
We also don't cut things out of our show like good arguments that supposedly are entertaining.
Who? Oh. Ooh, here's a game I want that's a Famicom game.
John, stop it. Stop it. Stop
But
it.
this game is called Facts
are we gonna do it
Xanadu.
when we cancel Forget Being Cool. Everybody knows how this goes. When we cancel Forget Being Cool, do we start doing a online gaming shopping podcast?
I mean, we could.
You're like, how to buy games. I'm
We
Dave
could-
Moore. That's Johnny Casino.
Now let's put
Every
this.
week-
Hold on. Let's put this out there. Let's ask people if you were to, because there's always restructuring going on, and that's what's really good about the show that we've made is we can restructure it at almost any time on a whim.
We could just rebrand Forget Being Cool as that show too. Like we also
Yeah.
wouldn't even have to change.
No, we could keep it as an overarching umbrella over whatever we want to do. Right? Because let's be honest, right? Like our show is what kind of random conversation can we get into?
Yep.
Right?
We
Now-
talked about coffee and weird collecting this morning. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all we talked about so far, guys, and we're almost done.
Yeah, and our news segment is going to be short, and our movie segment is going to be short because I don't want to ruin it for people. Now, here's the thing.
Can I tell you the only thing about our news segment? The only thing I want to talk about.
No, there's two things.
Game-
Wait, hold on.
GameStop put that stupid thing on. We're at the
No,
news.
no. We're not at the news yet. I need to ask this
wow.
question. I need to ask this question real quick.
Wow. Jeez.
What other
this was my
segments
show.
to anyone? No, hold on. I just want to ask a question. That's all I want to do is ask one question. We can go to your stupid little news and do your stupid little news segment.
Are you gonna diddle daddle me later?
If only if I'm lucky.
You already forgot.
Oh God, I forgot to diddle daddle Dave. Diddle dangle Dave's Diddle Dave's wiki, I think is the name that was given by Sean recently. Okay.
Don't forget your question, John.
Okay. To anyone who out there is listening, hit me up, Jonny_Casino, JONNY_Casino. If there is something to add to one of these segments, what would you like to be added to it? Like,
Right.
would you like an old collecting segment where we just talk about how we could poorly spend our money on things we don't need? Do you want more news? By news, I mean fake news from The Onion, which I have a few of them lined up, but we've diddle-daddled Dave a little too long. So, I mean,
Chopping onions.
what else would you want? A cold day in Canada. Yep, you need coffee. Yeah, Sean does need his coffee up there.
$1. It's only $1 today.
Yeah. So,
With
I mean,
three sweeteners.
what would you like to see added to it? What would you like more of? All right, because I mean, the heart of every episode is going to be us going off on some random tangents, but there are things that can drive these. Okay, Dave. Will you allow me, Dave? Well, let's diddle daddle Dave real quick. Dave, you want to be diddle daddled?
No, I didn't. But sure, fine.
Okay, I am on Wikipedia, and I just hit the random button. And Dave,
Okay.
today I got to tell you real quick. I'm gonna go through this quick. The the Ventimiglia railway
Why don't we just
station.
call this John can't pronounce things?
Well, it's not my fault. It's not in English. So here's this railway station. It's in Italy. It's the main station of the Italian city of Ventimiglia. How is this important enough to make it on Wikipedia? It's literally a station that's named after. It has a history, though.
Okay, but
it was opened in 1871.
But that's the thing about Wikipedia. Like, John, encyclopedias are a really big thing. Like, but in the past, like, things like this probably wouldn't. You'd have to dig pretty deep to find this in an encyclopedia, right?
I know, but you're not allowed to like quote in a good research article. You cannot use Wikipedia as one of your things. Like, teachers will not be okay with that.
That's why, John, don't you know how to do this? Did you not go to school and learn how to do this?
I went to school and learned how to do real research, I think.
So you go to school, you research using Wikipedia. You exclusively use Wikipedia. Okay. Now when you get to your bibliography part of your paper that you have to turn in, you cite the sources that Wikipedia is citing.
Nice. Nice.
Every time.
You know what the problem is, though? Now there are programs out there where people can like run it through this program and it will search to find out if you've plagiarized something.
Yeah. You don't plagiarize.
So be careful.
John, it's not hard.
All
you do is just rewrite Wikipedia articles. It's not difficult.
I'm glad I'm done.
Hi, college students.
I am done with my schooling. I've gone through the masters, so I don't plan on going back unless someone wants to pay me to go get my doctorate and pay me to be a doctorate student. Then I'd go back. I'd happily go back. Give me like $60,000 a year to go do my doctorate. I'm there. But outside of that, I don't have to worry about this shit anymore.
Dr. Jonathan Casino?
Yes.
John?
I mean, Dr. Casino. Dr. Casino, it would have to be.
That's great.
So, okay. Sean's trying to argue that Wikipedia is a credible source. I'm not saying the information's wrong. It's not like it used to be. Although, if you still search for certain things, you will find some lines inside there that are just ridiculous. Like, I think I was looking up Jose Altuve.
Go read Donald Trump's Wikipedia page right now. I bet you it's not accurate.
Oh, I bet they look at that more strictly than they used to.
I hope that is full of like ridiculous things, though.
Yeah, but I think
true, but ridiculous things. Like, I really hope that like people are adding everything, like his tweets. Like, I hope people are putting his tweets into his Wikipedia article.
So one of these, I thought it was Jose Altuve, said that he's like the father of like the second baseman of some other team, right? Like these things are still not 100% accurate.
Right. That's why you just cite the other sources.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
How to cheat college. Dave,
I was trying to look through the news stuff, and we have one big thing we're going to talk about here, but I wanted to point out, if you would let me, I'd like to point out the only other thing I found in the news that was at all interesting. Okay. Is everything's about Black Friday right now, and Star Wars Battlefront, which I don't want to get into the whole Star Wars Battlefront thing unless you just really, really want to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I can let it go.
GameStop had their Black Friday thing leaked, and there's one thing there that I'd kind of like to get, but I don't think I'll go through the process of getting it unless it just happens to be available. You can get a used Xbox 360 for $60, and you get a $60 mail-in rebate. So you can get a used Xbox 360 for free.
Wow.
And as someone who doesn't own an Xbox 360 and by no means actually needs an Xbox 360, there's still that part of me. It's like, well, it's free. You know?
Yeah, part of me wants to do that.
I mean, I can always give it to somebody or something as a present. But that was the only thing I saw.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Sounds good, John.
Okay. Dave, talk to me about your thing in the news that you're bothered by.
GameStop delayed that stupid thing, John.
Now, did you see the reason they gave for it?
Yeah, none of the stores are ready for it.
Now, do you believe this?
No, actually, I don't.
What? Now, okay, so if you don't believe this, what is your take?
I think they saw the demand. I think they weren't expecting the amount of demand.
Now, yeah, because I guess that wasn't really the way I was going on it, but I see that.
Here's my real thought, and I mean, the store's not being prepared for this. I think that it's an accurate statement in the sense that there are more people who will demand similar things from the same stores that they are not prepared with the pre-owned stock on.
Well, but see it. Here's the thing, though. It's in their their deal, though. Hold on. In their deal, it specifically says, "Hey, it has to be available." So if you go in there and they don't have the game, sorry, we don't have that game used. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, but they also won't have anything used.
That's possible. Okay, so hold on. Let's clarify this. Let's clarify one thing real quick, because we haven't said it, and Ben's pointing this out that we haven't said this. GameStop was doing a deal where you pay $60 for 6 months. You can basically walk in, pick any used game off the shelf, take it home, play it, bring it back, pick up another used game, and the last one that you pick up, you take home and you get to keep for good for that 6 months. And then I think it was supposed to auto renew, and then every 6 months it starts over. So every 6 months you get a game that you get to keep, and during that time you can basically rent whatever used game they have in stock, but it has to be a game they have in stock.
Yeah.
Now, I personally see this being a potentially bad business investment for them, or it could be, right? Like, I think they're banking on it bringing people in and those people buying other things and buying other used games, because used games is where GameStop gets its big money, right? But you have to buy them, and if all these people are just buying one every 6 months.
Yeah, but I think the secret is bringing you into that store so you buy all the collectible crap too. Like, I think that's so. But here's my real theory of why they did this. One, maybe some of the computers aren't ready for whatever this is.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
I don't either. But sure, okay, maybe that's a reality. But the other hand is like, so somebody comes in and rents. There, 3 people come to every store and rent their 3 copies of Overwatch that they keep on stock pre-owned.
Okay.
At all times. Now there is no copy of Overwatch in the store once. So now you also can't sell a pre-owned copy.
Yeah.
Right, to somebody who would be willing to buy it, which is how they make their money. And all the copies are also ticking off the other 3 people who are also subscribed to the service within the same store.
Yeah, and I can see a lot of people dropping off after doing it for one chance or one try.
So right. So then this 6-month trial, this first 6 months, which is the determining factor of whether you want to keep this or not, you are going to be constantly disappointed by the supply of the games that you would want to play.
Now, the flip side of this is they have a lot of games, and there could be people that are going after one specific game a lot. But reality is, I'd almost blame the consumer on that one, right? Because there are so many games you probably have not played.
But I think they need to prepare pre-owned copies of games that are going to be in high demand. I think that may have not been consideration. They might only keep one pre-owned copy of everything in the store.
I mean, I think they just kind of keep what happens to come in.
Well, for a while they were taking things in and shipping them out, and then GameStop was redistributing them out to their stores. So they were doing that. So when you trade something into your GameStop, it doesn't necessarily stay in your store.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there is a controlled supply that they had, and they may have not thought that through to say the things that are going to be in high demand would become a problem.
So something I didn't think about until you said this is, we talked about the way to game this system, right, is to find all these games you want to play that you don't care about keeping long term, and then end it on a game that you know you're going to want to keep long term. Either a really, really big game or an online game or whatever. Something that's an expensive game that you want to keep long term, or an expensive game that you want to sell to get the money back from, right?
Right, because you could basically pay for half the service in the end too.
Oh yeah, easily.
If you took a $55 game right at the end and traded in, they're going to give you like 30-ish bucks.
Or you sell it on eBay for $40 and there you go, right? So here's the thing,
you're paying for the service for free almost.
Here's where I would get upset or bummed out, I guess. So I had this plan laid out. I'm like, I'm going to go play The Last Guardian. I'm going to go play Wolfenstein 2. I'm going to go play whatever, right? I had this lined out as I'm going through the head of these games. Like, but I got my eye on this one game that's going to be my final game, either because I think I can get the most value out of it or because it's a game I want to play long term. And then it cuts to the end of my service. And it's like, let's say there's like 2 weeks left in my service before the 6 months ends. And I'm like, okay, I need to start trying to get this game so I have it as my final game. Because that's what they've said. They said, whatever your final game is, that's the one you keep. Like, that's what the ad has said.
Right.
And that one game you want is now not available because people keep renting that one game.
Right.
And I hadn't thought about that till you brought it up. Now, here's the flip.
No, there is a flaw in the system.
Now it's not only a flaw in the system. I think it's a flaw in the consumer's way of thinking about it, right? It's still a good deal for the consumer either way you look at it.
No, I still hope this still rolls out. Like, I really hope that this isn't like, crap, we didn't think this through. I hope this still rolls out the same way that it was planned.
Now, but here's the thing for me personally is I'm glad they delayed it because as I was thinking about it, I don't want to start doing this yet. I have a mass amount of games that I physically own that I need to get around to playing. And my retro game collecting is kind of getting in the way of this because I started playing those games instead of playing the games I need to get
But your
through.
retro game collecting can go to a perfect level after this.
Yeah.
Because now the only thing you're buying pre-owned is things that you can't rent from GameStop. Because
yes,
why would you buy anything pre-owned ever that's for PlayStation or Xbox or Switch?
No, I agree. But the problem I have is like I have games I need to play, and if I'm doing this, I'm not going to be playing the games I need to play. So what I need to do is I need
ones you're borrowing.
I need to whittle away. I
hope this comes soon. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean I want it, but I need to whittle away on the things I need to play beforehand. So Sean says,
So John,
ask him about Amazon banners later. Okay, Sean. Okay.
Amazon banners, like the Amazon ads that could be on the site. We're talking about that. It's in works. Never mind. Hold on.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No. I
Anyway,
was just
John, let's talk
slightly
about our
reading out loud.
movie.
Okay.
But so here's the thing, guys. Go to forgivingcool.com to get all our links, our show notes, all those things. We're gonna be talking about Hard Candy, and John doesn't want to spoil it, but I think we have to. So
yeah, if you have not listened to this, if you have not watched this, turn it off now. Turn the show off now because if something gets spoiled, it's going to ruin it. And this movie is worth watching spoiler free.
Yes. Now,
so we appreciate you listening, and maybe tell your friends so that the exclusive club is not so exclusive because people don't know it exists.
But can you people do me a solid if things make you uncomfortable, situations, inappropriate situations make you uncomfortable, you might not want to watch this movie.
But that's part of what makes this movie so good.
That
it makes you feel uncomfortable.
I agree with you, but there is an audience who should not watch this movie.
Yeah, it's called Children. Children
Yes.
should not watch this movie. I would say anyone under like
25.
Even though the things in it, I don't know what this movie's rated. I don't know if it's rated R or not.
It's R. It's
but
R.
I don't think a 17-year-old should watch this movie. Like, one, I don't think they'd get everything out of it, but also I just don't even think it's appropriate for them. Like, you need to be in your 20s, have a slight level of maturity.
Yes.
But then the movie's great. Like, it's definitely something you need to experience. Okay, so if you have not watched it, one,
Hard Candy.
It's on Amazon or it's on Netflix. Go watch this sometime soon. Two, let's get into it. This is your last chance to turn us off before.
Seriously, turn it off. If you have not seen this movie, and I don't care if you have not seen this movie and you don't think you want to watch it, do not listen further. Like, even if you don't want to watch this movie, or you think you don't care about spoilers, like, turn this off right now.
Okay. All right, Dave, let's spend about 10 minutes talking about this.
Yeah.
That's about all we'll have.
John. Why the hell did you make me watch this?
Because this movie is so good. Because it is so well done. The acting is amazing. The what happens in it is amazing.
So within the first 5 minutes, I had to get on IMDb and find out how old Ellen Page was, and then do the math to find out how old she was when she made this movie. Because
she was what? She was only
she was 18.
She was 18 when she made the movie?
Yes.
God, she does not.
That
I mean, she looks the age she's portraying. And she's portraying a 14-year-old.
Yeah. No. She looks 14, and that's what scared me.
Well,
'Cause
the
I was
funny thing is,
this-
right now, she could probably still play a 14-year-old.
Yeah, probably. I immediately got uncomfortable.
At what?
First of all, that first opening chat is not that bad, right? Like the
no, but it's obvious. It's obvious what's going on.
No, it's very clear, but it is weirdly heart-wrenching is not the right word. It's very uncomfortable because of the way that it's nothing but that chat.
Yes.
There's no audio. There's nothing else going on the screen except that chat.
Yes.
Then we proceed into what we think is about to lead into a terrible situation for one person.
Okay, but
yeah.
Before we get to that though, let's talk about the scene in the mall.
Okay.
So the basis at this point is 14-year-old girl talking to a guy who's obviously much older, chatting with him online, sets up to meet him.
Yeah.
Right? They meet at the mall where she's eating chocolate of some sort, and he comes up to her in front of God and everybody and wipes it off her mouth with his thumb and then eats it off his thumb.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. There are people like this out there. There are these predators out there, right? I would think that most of them would be smart enough to not do something that blatantly obvious in the open. Right? Like he was being way
that's
too...
The thing is people around don't actually care, John. The people, and this is something you learn
Somebody
about.
would say something. Like in a mall that big, that many people around, it's obvious this guy is... It's obvious that she's too young and he's not. And if you overhear any of their conversation, you know this is not older brother, younger sister, father, daughter, cousin. You know this is not like a family member or family friend thing. This is sexually driven conversation.
Yeah, but are people paying attention, John? The people, I
It's
understand.
still super risky.
I'm not saying it's appropriate. I'm not saying it's okay because it's totally screwed up. Like it's kind of the worst thing ever. But I think people around are a lot more oblivious and not paying attention than you think to anything. And I think this applies in the real world. So I
agree that that's the case. But
I understand that if you were listening to their conversation, yeah, sure, you would pick up on this, but I don't think anybody's actually listening to their conversation. And the fact that he did that, even if somebody saw that, their first reaction, John, is to not necessarily freak out and call them out on it because they don't know. Sure, we know as an audience that they're not like related, but obviously that's inappropriate for like even a father to do, but like it's also not your place to react to that.
So hold on a second. So Sean says that we should tell people what the movie is. We've mentioned the name of this movie plenty of times, Sean. Sean, if you would listen to us and not have us on mute because you just want to see our beautiful faces and not hear our voices. Okay. So I guess my point is,
Sean,
let's look at this, right?
Turn this off right now, Sean.
Yeah. Let's look at this from a different criminal perspective, right? Let's say I was someone who was going to shoplift, right?
Okay.
I would not be walking around talking about the fact that I'm going to shoplift. I would not be walking around doing things that are obvious to the fact that I could be about to be committing a crime, because that one chance that someone sees that and wants to make a comment to the right person, right? Because if you do it enough, someone might say something, and it's that chance that someone might say something that really gets it, right? And no, these people might think to themselves, "Oh God, this is an uncomfortable situation. Let's just not pay attention to it, or let's get away, or give the guy a dirty look, or something like that." But
95% of people would do that, though, John, as they would just brush it off and walk away.
But with the severity of what he's doing and the fact that he knows it's wrong, right? I mean, he knows he's got no question. He even makes the comment of, "Oh, I have to wait 4 years for you," or whatever, right? He knows it's wrong, but the fact that he's like out in public, so either he needs that rush of I might get caught, which I mean it's possible, or he's just an idiot because you're still playing a little fast and loose with what you're doing, knowing the severity of the crime that you're potentially committing.
I understand that both our characters in this setting know that, but I just think that the people around them don't care.
Yeah, and I realize that,
I'm
but
not
just, it's
saying
just a
that's
chance
right,
that what if one of them does?
Yeah, but
Right.
I think it's pretty safe to say that most people don't. And I'm not trying to justify doing horrible things in public. But even I, in a situation like that, I don't know if I'd do anything. I don't know how old she really is. She could
True.
be 18.
Well, depending on what part of that conversation you overhear, but it's pretty obvious. Like
he's clearly older than her, but I don't know how old she really is.
they did not hold back on making the dude look creepy as hell during that first meeting. Like later on, when you see him at his house, he doesn't look so creepy. But during that first meeting with the glasses, he actually kind of looked like Snowden, Edward Snowden or whatever. Like that's kind of the way they made him look. Like granted, before Edward Snowden was a known commodity, but they made him look creepy.
No, I agree with you. I 100% agree that they made him look creepy. He is creepy. Everything he does is creepy. But
Yes.
this doesn't necessarily go the way you expect it to, John.
Yeah.
This is one of her first movies.
This was so I heard. Okay, funny enough, you listen to the morning stream, but you're probably well behind.
No. I was listening to it yesterday evening, after I'd already watched the movie. I was like, oh, look, they recommended it.
I know, crazy, huh? Like I was driving to work or something, and I heard that clip, and I'm like, oh, I know what this movie is. And they told me, it was like her second movie, but it was her breakout role, and she killed it.
No, killed it.
Yeah.
Scary killed it.
Well, yeah, but she did a great job. Like,
let's talk about that one particular scene that we won't spoil, because I think Sean is still listening, even though I'm very angry that Sean is still listening if he hasn't seen this movie.
Okay, hold on a second. So I see what he's saying. He wants us to talk about the premise of this movie is. Who's in it? Okay, so Ellen Page and some other guy. I don't remember what the guy's name is. He's been in some other things.
We already told you the premise. Go watch it.
Yeah, the premise is a young girl tricks a pedophile into taking her back to her house and destroys his world. Like that is the premise.
Yeah.
But there's things in there that will throw you off and like reasoning and how she goes about it.
So can I just say my favorite thing?
I would love to hear your favorite thing.
About my research.
About your research? Did you put on Safe Search when you started Googling this?
When we watch a movie like this, I go and I start hunting down like people's thoughts. And the one thing I couldn't find out is the explanation for like the change in color, although it's clearly important.
What do you mean?
Like the cinematography of the color, like what the color means, like all the reds and the way that it shifts from red to blue. I don't know if you're noticing this, John, but when you study film and you got to write 10-page papers, these are the things you see in movies. You can't help it anymore. There's the scene right when they get to the house that like right after she wakes him up.
Yeah.
And it's shifting from these bright tones to this like blue, like twilighty kind of color scheme. Anyway, couldn't find a theory about this, but I was watching all the stuff about like people's reviews, and they're all European, and they all say pedophile.
Nice. I love the fact that your favorite thing is the way Europeans say pedophile. Great.
Yep.
Here's what kills me about this movie, right? So,
yeah,
the way she goes about it and how she starts everything out.
We get Toby Thornton on this show. He's a pedophile.
You think we could? We gotta get Sean. We gotta get Sean to convince Toby or trick Toby into saying that word on a show.
Yes, please.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Sean, this is your new goal.
Make Toby say pedophile. So here's the thing, though. Like the way she starts it off and how's it planned out to drug him initially. I liked how that was done. It seemed pseudo-realistic if you had a kid who was smart enough and dedicated enough to plan all this out, right?
A super smart kid.
Yeah. But then twice he broke out. Twice. And once he knocks her good. Was that supposed to be planned? It couldn't have been.
Like,
but yet she recovered so easily. Like the first time that he knocks her down and is able to break out and then goes and gets the gun.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Also, the fact that he couldn't defend himself against a 14-year-old girl seems pretty ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, when she got him tied up and stuff, like, all right, fine, I can accept that she can tie really good knots. You know, like, maybe,
practiced.
like, right, she's practiced. She knows what she's doing. She's tied people up, apparently, before, because this isn't the first time she's done this. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scary. But I don't believe that, like, once he got free, that he would have any problem getting away.
Yes. They kind of address it. They kind of address that, though. Where he has the chance to call 911 and whatever, but she points out, hey, you're a bad dude. That's why you're not doing that. That's why you're coming after me instead of just trying to survive. Right? Now, here's the one thing that bugged me. At the very end, how it all ends, I kind of like the way it went down at the end, how she kind of ended everything. I thought was kind of cool. Creepy. Super creepy. Like there was that scene where she has the gun and she's on the roof and she looks like she's just a character out of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
But when she points out that the other guy said he's the one who did it right before he killed himself.
Right.
But yet this guy doesn't know that the other guy hung himself. Like, wouldn't he, like, don't these people know each other well enough that he would have somehow found out about this?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think you kind of avoid that kind of stuff.
I wish I'd had you send me a one emoji response to it.
I thought about sending you one, but I was like, this whole dude, you know, I told you how that rape scene was going to haunt me this movie's going to haunt me forever.
Oh, and let's be honest, like it should.
No, it should. That's kind of the point, I guess.
So there's another movie I want you to watch at some point. Not next week. We're gonna do something a little bit lighter, I think, next week.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
Which I need to actually pull that other one up so I make sure I know the name of it. But there's another movie like this movie. This is kind of a weird statement to say, but like this is the movie that's like, if you ever thought about doing one of these bad acts to a young girl, maybe watch this movie, and it might convince you not to. Right? Like which I know is a weird thing to say, but
yeah,
I think is somewhat true.
John, that scene, the horrible scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Which one?
The one that would involve surgery.
Oh yeah.
Is brilliantly done.
Oh yeah. No. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome.
Do you still squirm when you've seen it multiple times?
No, I didn't squirm the first time.
You what?
I didn't scream the first time.
Guys, John is messed up in the head. Can we just establish this? Because if that scene doesn't make you like uncomfortable and like shift in your chair, and as a man, there's something very wrong with you. Brilliantly done to not show us anything. Also, brilliant cinematography to not show us anything at all, where there's an opportunity to show us horrible things.
Yeah. No, I see. I thought my memory served me that they showed more of what was on the screen during that. Did they not?
Nope, they don't show anything.
Okay. I mean, that's probably
And that's
smart.
a very clearly intentional decision, and oh my God, it makes it so much worse.
Yeah, but I mean, God, so well done. So well done. I
Did
thought
not make you squirm in your chair. There's something wrong with John, everybody.
I mean, I spent years on a submarine, man. What do you want from me? I'm pretty sure I made Ben watch this movie with me.
Everybody who's still listening, because they didn't listen to us, John, in the situation where somebody is chopping your balls out of you. Okay. You should get uncomfortable
So,
if you were watching somebody's balls getting taken away.
on a lighter note, Sean points out that we should steal 6 degrees of chill to get the audience involved in helping us. So maybe starting next week, we'll do that because now everyone's left and won't hear us say that stuff. But it's not a bad idea.
See, that's a brilliant idea, except, Sean, that nobody listens to this show.
That's true. I was actually trying to go through and figure out what our next movie is going to be.
Also, 6 degrees of chill works in a situation where you're purchasing and using DVDs that you have in your catalog or whatever. But like in the situation that we're trying to do streaming services, we're kind of limited.
That's true. That's true.
Which is ironic that Nerdflix and Chill
did not use just Netflix.
did not just use Netflix.
Okay. You have anything
Anyway.
you want to round out the conversation about with that?
No, this movie is still haunting me to this moment.
But it's
It's
amazing.
going to
But it's
haunt
an
me for-
amazing movie that haunts you.
It's an amazing movie. I know what's wrong with John. It's a lot of things.
Oh God, yes, 100%. Many things. I love movies. See, I like my big action AAAs and blah blah blah, right? But I love movies that make you feel something, right? Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just dead inside and I need to feel something. I don't know, but
John, if this movie doesn't make you feel things, I'm concerned about you. The fact that you don't squirm in your chair during that scene makes me worried and concerned about you mentally.
yes,
I think you need a therapist. I think you need to get on Therapy Thursday. You need to send Wendy an email and say, I watched a scene in a movie where somebody's balls gets chopped off. Everybody says it's supposed to be uncomfortable. And for some reason, I don't feel uncomfortable while watching that.
yeah, no, it's not going to happen. But Dave, we need to pick.
I'll write it for you.
We need to pick our next movie, and I thought I had it, but I'm scared it's going to be in a foreign language.
I don't want to watch a foreign movie.
Me either.
Why don't we just pick it on Monday?
Okay, we'll pick it on Monday. We'll have the weekend to look at it. Dave,
Yes, John.
final thoughts
That's
on.
it. Don't watch Hard Candy.
You say don't?
No, I said watch. Do not watch.
Do not
Never-
watch.
Never not watch
Oh God.
Hard Candy. My name is Dave Moore. That's Johnny Casino. Get all our links over for getbeingcool.com. Get this movie on any available Netflix service. Although you should have watched this movie before, if you've listened to this point. That's it, John. That's all you got. Listen to the Xbox Drive with Dave Moore and Sean Capri. Listen to We the Gamercast with Sean Capri.
And Sean
Listen
Capri.
to the Generational Gamers podcast with Johnny Casino. Listen to Nintendo Talk.
Wait, hold on.
The Nintendo PlayStation podcast. Then the Gaming
you
Guru.
literally just left Ben off that one.
Yeah.
And,
Hi,
and-
Ben.
and here's the thing, like, so I think we're gonna record today or tomorrow for Generational Gamers, and I have a feeling that Ben might have a really good rant go in the middle of it. I don't know yet, but he sounded like he was charged up about something.
Hi, Ben. Listen to Ben Butler on the Generational Gamers podcast. Listen to video game podcasts over at dayspace.com. Guys, that's it.
And yes, Sean, I have seen American Psycho.
Yes, you,
You know
have
what?
your own commentary. You've been narrated by Dayspace. Dayspace. Dayspace.
That movie is almost as uncomfortable and hard to swallow down as much as this last sip of coffee that's cold.
That was a good ending. Sean is yelling at us about not having our fundamentals down. I think it's
Fundamentals?
yeah, because you didn't say the Twitter handle. We did say the Twitter handles.
No, they're over at forgetbeingcool.com.
Oh, that's right. You want to do it that way. I
Yeah,
definitely
I like
said mine.
send
I really got to make this thing stop being live now. Sean, you can always hop on a chat with us if you want.